What's up, people? Back once again. I got a special request from my number one viewer and first commenter on my videos, KimStar66. Apparently, there's some uh, abnormalities in the videos, like with the background music. Sometimes it kind of interferes with what I be saying, and so I've been into the whole paranormal and mysterious, for a very long time, and the unknown as well. But I'm still new to this whole YouTube thing, even though I've been doing it for a while, and I'm also new to the whole editing thing too. So just bear with me, guys. And like I said, I'm still a little foot soldier and all of this. And so whenever one of my viewers has a problem hearing the videos, I want to make sure that I do whatever I can to make it right, so that you guys can hear every word I'm saying, and for the music to not kind of just you know distract you from what I'm saying. Uh, so I'm gonna do a video without the music, and I'll do another video with the music, but I'm gonna make sure it's low enough so that you can still hear the music, but it won't really distract you from what I'm actually saying. So for you, this is for you, Kim Star 66. This is without the music in the background. Okay. This is another story. This is one that's actually a little bit longer, as far as reading. But this I've noticed that the ones that have the most to say from the the chapters in the book have the most details. So these normally are the ones that got the creepiest details. Like I read a couple of parts in here, and there was one about some video footage on I think they call those CC1 cameras, that be those surveillance cameras they have on the street. Okay, this one is about a young man, or fairly, well, it's close to middle age. His name is Mathew Soumakis. That's Soumakis, Soumakis, I guess. Yeah. Okay, but he went missing on 12/05/2005. Now this is the day after my birthday, today. So it's actually, I'd say about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's about 12 years till the day. That's today. 12 years ago, this man disappeared. Okay, from around like 7:50 a.m. in Chicago, Illinois. He was around 31 when he disappeared. Now, what it says here, after you read this story, I want you to think about Matthew as a devoted husband who was a homebody. He loved being with his pregnant wife and enjoyed the Springfield, Illinois area. You read this correctly. Matthew's wife was 4 months pregnant when this incident happened. He was a graduate of the University of Massachusetts at Amherst. He was a straight arrow type person. According to a newsletter article from the National Association of Professional Insurance Agents, dated December 20th, 2005. Matthew was employed as a manager for an insurance industry software support group. On December 5th, 2005, Matthew was in Chicago, staying at a Sheraton Chicago Hotel and Towers at 301 East North. Oh, sorry, I heard something. Sounded like thunder. East North Water Street, and attending the National Association of Insurance Commissioners Conference. This is the same hotel where Trevor Hoheisel had stayed prior to disappearing. There are hundreds of hotels in Chicago. Is this a mere coincidence? Matthew was a loving son and husband, and had the habit of calling his mother twice a day and his wife 3 times a day. And see, that's what I do. I call my mom at least once a day, sometimes twice. But I call my mom every single day because that's just what you have to do, as a son, And I try to make sure I get a chance to talk to my mom as much as possible. Ever since she had her stroke, 5 years ago. Now, even before that, I was doing that, but still, I do that even more now. Okay. What was I? Oh yeah. Okay. At 6:30 a.m., he called his mother and had a routine conversation. At 7:49 a.m., security cameras at the Sheraton caught him walking out of the hotel towards Illinois Avenue. Co-workers never saw him at meetings or the conference, and later that day they called his home. Matthew's wife filed a missing persons report with Chicago police. On December 6th, he was supposed to fly home. This is when detectives searched his room and found his laptop, luggage, and various personal belongings exactly as they should have been placed by him. There have been allegations that Mathew was drinking in a bar near his hotel late on December 5th. This has never been confirmed. A bar employee states that an individual looking like Mathew and another man left the bar at 1:30 a.m. on December 6th. It seems odd to say this, but police focused on the Chicago River very early on in the investigation. It has never been clear to me why they had this idea. The police put divers into the river and scanned it with sonar. The search was a big effort by the police. They found nothing. There was very little information for almost 2 weeks. On December 20, 2005, sanitation employees were working on the Chicago River near Halstead and Division Streets, and saw a body in the river. It was Mathew. The body was identified through clothing. He was found several miles upstream from the Sheraton. The remains were turned over to the Cook County coroner for an autopsy. At December 22nd, 2005, article in the Chicago Tribune had the following information about the coroner's finding. A spokesman for the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office said that Mathew Soumakis, or Soumakis, I'm real bad with names, 31, which was his age, drowned, but the manner in which he died was still undetermined. No toxicology reports were released. Let's see, make sure there's nothing else here. Okay, here we go. All right. In an interesting statement from family members, one of Mathew's cousins stated that Mathew had to have died in the early morning hours because he was found with no beard. He further stated that it was known that Mathew had facial hair that grew rapidly. How does a professional man in a bustling downtown area disappear and supposedly fall into the Chicago River with nobody seeing anything? Secondly, how does a businessman fall into a river in the early morning hours when he was supposedly headed to business meetings? In early February 2015, I took a trip to Chicago to understand the locations where the victims disappeared and where they were found. They stayed at the Hyatt just across the river from the Sheraton and drove to Halstead and Division Streets. The location where Mathew was found, the Sheraton, is somewhat near the mouth of Lake Michigan. The intersection of Halstead and Division is many miles, approximately 2 miles, from the hotel, and it's an unusual location to be found. If he's found 15 days after he disappears and is 2 miles from downtown, this means that he would have had to have been even farther upstream when he entered the river. A fact I don't understand and makes no sense. The area Mathew was found is commercial, far outside the bounds of the bustling downtown. This is not a location that would be mistaken as a good place for a businessman to travel. And there is nothing in this area to bring someone from downtown into the area. As I as I was standing on the bridge, taking the above photo, I am dumbfounded that his body was located here. You can barely see downtown in the background. This is truly shocking. Articles indicate the specific location where the body was located and state it was just blocks from the Sheraton. This is not true. The location where he was found is miles from the hotel. Okay, now here is the picture that David Paulides took from that bridge right here. This is in downtown Chicago, and it does look pretty far. Now, I'm not too good with topography, or I've never been to Chicago, let alone this bridge, so I can't really state that I know exactly what David Paulides is talking about. But for that to be the downtown area, and for the hotel he stayed in to be in that area, for him to end up way over here, it does seem highly unlikely for him to just fall and for the current to carry him to a certain location. Now, to me, it just seems like for him to disappear that way, and for them not to see him disappear, or whatever the case may be, because they say he was I think the bar employee saw a man that had fit his description, and another man that he claimed he saw him with was at the bar. Now, what happened to him between point A and point B, I don't know. That seems to be the biggest whodunit and the biggest what the heck or what the hell happened that seems to surround all these cases. They always seem to vanish between point A and point B. So somewhere along that line, something happened to him, and then he just pops up in this lake, like miles away from where he was last seen, or supposedly last seen. Now, I'm thinking teleportation. I'm also thinking that there was some sort of matter transference where he was dematerialized. He dematerialized in one spot and materialized in another. That's just my theory. They just said they found him in that lake. They didn't say that he was partially clothed. They didn't say some of his shoes were missing. But a lot of young businessmen and college men are found in bodies of water. Sometimes found around bodies of water or near bodies of water. Sometimes in a dry creek bed, sometimes in a frozen creek bed, sometimes in a creek bed. Like the Henry McCabe case. I'll say it again. But it wasn't a creek bed that he was found in. It was an actual lake that he was found in. I can't remember the name of the lake in that area that he was in. I just know that he was an auditor, and he was found in the lake a couple of days, or maybe a day after they noticed that he was gone, or whatever the case may be. But as far as this, it is still kind of strange how he just up and just left, and left all his stuff in the hotel. It's almost like something is putting the idea that they of them walking away without telling anyone to go to a certain. It's like they got a voice in their head that is telling them to go to a certain place, and then that's when they're taken, or whatever the case may be. I don't know, but it is all very strange. It says here, I might have to go back a little bit. Like I said, that when the cops, for some reason, knew to actually go to the lake to search for him. Okay, now maybe they did that because sometimes a lot of the people that are found, mostly men, of course, are found either on they're found either in the lake or around the lake. So they just had a hunch and say, well, he's going to be found in the lake. I guess that's a typical place for them to find bodies, because ever since the Valentine's Day massacre in Chicago, like years ago. Okay, I'm pretty sure a lot of people know that when you're dealing with gangsters or you're dealing with mobsters, they always say you're gonna be sleeping with the fishes. So that means you're gonna be dumped in the lake. So I guess in that town, in that city, that state, you're going to be found in a body of water, because that is what they always did. When they killed someone, they dumped them in a river. They tied their bodies to to a center block or a rock. They threw the rock in the water, and you went plummeting to the bottom of this lake and drowned to death. So that is um, a typical ideal um, evidence catcher for the police. Find them in the lake. That's just a mob. That's just a mobster way, you know. Shoot, for all I know, that's what happened to Jimmy Hoffa. They've never found him. I can't believe they even said he was found. They had suspicion that he was found underneath a pitcher's mound in a baseball stadium. What? I don't know. I wasn't there, so I can't really say. But as far as this right here, Mathew, there's just a lot of what the heck's or what the hell's in this book, in this part of the story, because they have all these different dates of when they started looking for him, and finally in 2005, on December 22nd, that's when they found the body. Well, the 20th, that is, December 20th, they actually found the body floating in that lake. Now, all they said was the remains. They didn't say nothing else. They didn't say they found the body. I don't. Well, obviously, David Paulides never did get that information, because anytime a coroner finds any type of evidence that states something weird has happened to him, where the body is pristine, but there's no cause of death to the body, they didn't even say that. So he said I'm trying to think. Did he say he couldn't get the coroner's report? Oh yeah, he said there was no toxicology report that was released. So that means something weird happened to him. Now he said right here that the remains were turned over to the Cook County coroners for an autopsy. And the spokesperson said that Mathew Soumakis, 31, drowned, and that's all it said. So obviously something other than him drowning happened. Okay, now how did he end up in the lake? That's the main question. How did he end up in the lake? Who was this mystery man that he was with at the bar? Could he have been the assailant that actually killed him and dumped him in the lake? I don't know. Now, if that was the case, I would think they would have found some evidence, like a handprint, a fingerprint, a strangulation mark of the palm around his neck, something. Or he would have left some type of fabric behind from his pants. Maybe he was walking through an area and his clothes got snagged on a twig somewhere. I don't know. Footprints that showed him dragging the body into the water. None of that was ever talked about. Okay, so obviously something weird is going on here. If you're going to hide or not release the autopsy report or the toxicology report, obviously something happened to this man other than the usual logical evidence, which means kidnapping, murder, abduction. None of these things happened, people. This person was mysteriously taken and placed in the water. I'm thinking that they dematerialized him, and he materialized in the water. They placed him in the water without having to touch him. And I think that is one of the main situations and the main profile points. This is what David called them. Profile points. That's one of the main profile points in all these cases. These people are never touched when they're killed. People, think about this. Something happened. They were never touched. They are able to kill people without laying one hand or paw on them. And I say that because of the creature that was heard on the voicemail of the Henry McCabe case. I keep saying that because that's one of the most strangest cases I ever heard. The evidence is right there on the video, but on the recording. But everybody wants to say, something else happened. I don't know what happened. All I know is this man was found dead in the river. They don't say why. They don't say what happened. They don't say what the condition of the body was. There was obviously no stab wounds, no bullet wounds, no crack of a large blunt object to the head. Who knows? I don't know. But that's the story, people. That's what I read. That's what the story is about. And I got more coming, because this book is thick. And I just started. I've only read about 4 stories. And I got more coming. So if you want to hear the rest of it, follow me. Hit me with a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. And I will definitely make sure that you guys get the best out of everything from this book, Sobering Coincidence. That's what I do, people. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help. I'm here to enlighten you. I'm here to educate you. I'm here to further help David Paulides get the word out there. Because if the Park Service don't want to do it, then that's what we are here for, to educate the world in all of this. I don't know I don't know any other way to do this. Okay? Yeah, I could read it and get it from up here. I can't do this, so I gotta read it to you. And I'm glad that everybody likes the fact that I read them the stories. It's just like reading the book, but you got me reading it to you. It's like Audible books. Love it. But anyway, I gotta go. It's about time for me to head to work. It's the day after my birthday. I had a blast, and I'm having an even more blast reading to my fans and educating everybody. So anybody else out there that want to hear about these cases and how weird they may seem to us, hit me up. Comment below. Give me some ideas. If you know what's going on, or if you got an idea what's going on, you know what to do. Comment below this video or any of the others. Same with you, Kimstar66. I did this video just for you because there is no music in the background. See? Nothing. And I'm not going to put on it. But the next time I'm going to lower it a little bit more so that way it won't interfere with my voice and you won't get distracted by that. Okay? So this is for you, Kim. Love you. You were my very first commenter. I love you. And I will continue to do what I can to please my viewers. That's what I'm here for. All right, everybody. I gotta go. Peace out. Sobering Coincidence. Love it, like it, and fear it because it is crazy. Woo! I gotta go. I don't even know if I can get that much time on my video. They normally only give me 20 minutes, but we'll see. Peace out, guys. Aloha.